Windows powers over 1.4 billion computers across the globe, and right now, a massive controversy is unfolding that has users in open rebellion against Microsoft's latest direction. What started as a single post from a Microsoft executive has ignited a firestorm of criticism so intense that it's revealing deep cracks in the relationship between the tech giant and the people who actually use their software every day. The spark came in November 2025 when a Windows executive made a bold declaration about transforming the operating system into something radically different. The response was swift and brutal. Over 1 million people viewed the post within hours, and the comment section became a digital battleground. The criticism was so relentless that Microsoft had to disable replies after days of non-stop backlash. But this isn't just angry users venting online. Microsoft's own engineers are now contradicting company messaging in public, and the company recently confirmed something shocking. Essential components of Windows 11 have been malfunctioning for months while resources were directed elsewhere. Let's rewind to October 2021. Windows 11 launched with big promises: sleeker interfaces, better performance, stronger security. Yet adoption crawled at a pace far slower than its predecessor. It took 2 full years to reach 400 million devices, while Windows 10 had achieved that in just over 12 months. By mid-2025, Windows 11 finally edged past Windows 10 in market share, hitting about 52%. But here's the thing, that number has barely budged since. As of late 2025, Windows 11 sits at roughly 54%, while Windows 10, which officially lost support in October, still commands over 42% of the market. Think about that. Millions are deliberately staying on an unsupported operating system rather than upgrading. That's not normal user behavior, that's resistance. Throughout 2024 and into 2025, Microsoft went all in on artificial intelligence integration. Copilot appeared everywhere. Paint, Notepad, File Explorer, you name it. Then came Recall, the controversial feature that captured screenshots of everything happening on your screen, which immediately triggered privacy alarms across the tech community. More AI, more cloud connectivity, more features demanding internet access and Microsoft accounts. Then came that fateful post in November. The Windows executive declared that the operating system is evolving into something called an agentic OS, a platform where AI agents operate autonomously, connecting devices, cloud services, and artificial intelligence to handle tasks independently. Translation: instead of you running applications, AI agents would run them for you, planning trips, booking reservations, making purchases with your money, all orchestrated by systems embedded in the operating system itself. The backlash was instantaneous. Comments flooded in, saying variations of the same thing. Nobody wants this. Fix the actual problems first. Stop forcing AI on us. The post racked up over 1 million views, and nearly every response was critical. Users and developers alike pointed to long-standing issues: inconsistent user interfaces, performance degradation after updates, taskbar functionality requiring more clicks than Windows 10, features that remain incomplete years after introduction, and increasing instability with each update. One frustrated user wrote that Windows 11 runs unnecessary background processes constantly, displays advertisements throughout the interface, and even with substantial RAM, they have to close applications just to open basic programs. Another developer called it a complete disaster, saying Microsoft needs to treat this as an emergency situation. Here's where it gets worse. While executives were discussing AI-powered futures, fundamental parts of Windows 11 were quietly breaking. In late November 2025, Microsoft published a support document with a stunning admission core components, including the Start menu, taskbar, File Explorer, and system settings had been experiencing malfunctions since July 2025. 5 months. 5 months of broken essential features while the company focused on AI integration. These weren't minor glitches. Users reported completely unresponsive start menus, disappearing taskbars, sluggish navigation, and erratic behavior in basic system functions. The problems stemmed from faulty updates affecting the framework Windows uses to build user interfaces. What began as scattered forum complaints was finally validated by Microsoft months later. The issues were widespread, directly linked to monthly security patches, and had persisted while the company prioritized AI features. Consider the absurdity. While executives discussed autonomous AI agents, millions couldn't reliably open their start menu. The backlash forced a response. The executive acknowledged reading through comments and seeing concerns about reliability, performance, and ease of use. He admitted Microsoft has substantial work ahead and expressed regret for falling short. He promised active efforts to address address stability and user experience issues. But here's the crucial detail. Microsoft isn't backing away from the AI vision. The response made clear they still believe in the agentic operating system concept. They're just promising to also fix basic functionality while continuing to push autonomous AI integration forward. For many users, that's not reassuring. Current AI agents are slow, prone to errors, and unpredictable. They're not ready for critical tasks. Yet Microsoft is restructuring Windows around them anyway. Then December brought another controversy. A Microsoft engineer posted on professional networking with extraordinary claims about eliminating C and C++ code from Microsoft entirely by 2030, using AI to rewrite massive code bases. The post repeatedly used language suggesting this was official company policy. The tech world erupted. Within hours, Microsoft's communications chief issued a denial. There are no plans to rewrite Windows using AI. The engineer's post was about small-scale research, not company policy, but even after editing, the post still referenced ambitious goals as team objectives, leaving people wondering what's actually happening internally. Meanwhile, Microsoft quietly made another controversial change. In October 2025, they removed the option to set up Windows 11 with a local account during installation. Now you must use a Microsoft account, requiring internet connectivity and sending your data to Microsoft servers. This follows a clear pattern. Every new feature pushes users toward Microsoft's cloud infrastructure. The criticism isn't just from casual users. Longtime power users and developers who've relied on Windows for decades are speaking out. Imagine a software developer who's used Windows since the 1990s. She needs stability and control, not AI planning her schedule. She needs File Explorer working consistently, the taskbar behaving predictably, and updates that don't break core features for 5 months. Now picture her opening her laptop with a deadline approaching and the start menu won't respond. File Explorer lags. The tools she depends on are malfunctioning. Meanwhile, Microsoft executives are discussing autonomous AI agents. That's not hypothetical. That's what thousands experienced from July to November 2025. Or consider an IT administrator managing hundreds of corporate workstations. Every Windows update becomes a gamble. Will this break something critical? Each month brings patches that might render start menus or taskbars unusable across the entire organization, meaning lost productivity and frustrated employees. Yet Microsoft keeps accelerating releases, shipping features faster with less testing, prioritizing AI over stability. These aren't edge cases. These are the core users who kept Windows dominant for 4 decades, and Microsoft is losing them. After months of criticism, Microsoft promised improvements and published fixes for upcoming patches. But fundamental issues remain. They haven't changed course on the agentic vision. AI features continue shipping faster than quality control can manage. The company still requires Microsoft accounts, still pushes cloud connectivity, still integrates AI into every corner of the system, and the trust is broken when users spend 5 months unable to rely on basic features while the company discusses AI futures. That trust doesn't rebuild easily. Multiple commentators have noted that Windows no longer feels like a developer-friendly platform, pushing creators toward alternatives. If you're using Windows 11, there are steps you can take. Disable AI features you don't need through settings. Minimize telemetry by going to privacy and security, then diagnostics and feedback, and selecting the most restrictive option. Disable activity history to stop Windows from syncing your usage data. Review startup programs and disable unnecessary services slowing your system. If you're still on Windows 10, carefully evaluate whether the AI features Microsoft is pushing actually benefit your workflow. Extended security updates are available for businesses until 2028, giving you time to see if Microsoft resolves stability issues before committing. For those considering alternatives, Linux distributions have become remarkably user-friendly. They're free, stable, and don't force AI integration or cloud accounts. If your workflow permits, they're worth exploring. Here's the reality. Your operating system doesn't just work for you anymore. It increasingly works for the company that created it. Microsoft has decided Windows 11's future involves autonomous AI agents, cloud integration, and data collection. Whether users want that or whether core features actually function properly appears secondary. That's not speculation. 5 months of broken start menus while executives discuss agentic futures tells you everything about priorities. The question is whether enough users will push back to force a change in direction, or whether Microsoft will continue down this path regardless of the resistance they're facing.